Hey, kitty. You gotta get up. You gotta get up. You gotta move. I know you're very cute, but you gotta move. Look at this cutie pie. Look at this little cutie pie. Hey, little guy. So I can't stream tonight, so I decided to make this video about a conversation I had with chat a couple days ago. And it revolves around the future of Summoner's War and my thoughts and their thoughts. And I just kind of wanted to recount it and get my take on it and see what you guys think. I don't know. We'll see what happens. The whole conversation started with me bringing up a topic of the future of Summoner's War. It's a tough conversation because I have many thoughts on it. I'm going to try to do my best to make this smooth. I'm not very good at editing, so please bear with me. It all started when I brought up a question in chat of, do you think events are good for Summoner's War? And I know what you're all thinking. How could they be bad? How could events be bad? Free stuff? Bad? They're amazing. It's the best thing ever. I'm going to tell you that's not entirely the case. Events are good. They're great for rewards. They're great for incentivizing playtime. They're great for bringing people back to the game. They're great for bringing new players into the game. They're all fantastic. But it's in the way they're being used currently, in my opinion, events are being used as a handicap for the true content of the game. And what I mean by content, we'll get into in a bit, but my point of view on events are they are great. They are fantastic at all those things, but they're being used in a way that they are the content. They are what you're playing for, not to achieve any goal in the game, not to progress in any specific area of the game. You're mainly playing to complete the event because that's where you get the most rewards. That's where you get the most stuff. And I was thinking after the 7-year event and all the anniversary stuff, and there are some great events out now, but I was thinking, what happens when those events are over? What happens when those rewards run out and the players realize that, oh, it's still the same game. I either left before or tried out for a little bit and didn't like it, or just turned your nose up at it in the first place. So there's been no significant changes to the gameplay. Obviously, we've had the shift last year. We've had some second awakens. We've had some new monsters. We've had balance patches. But that is few and far between. We get a mon or two every 4 or 5 months. We get 1 second awaken now. It seems every 9 months. We get the shift happened once, and artifacts are a whole separate thing that I don't want to talk about right now. It's just been new ways to grind. There hasn't been any new reason to grind. It's just been, oh, I'm not speed chasing anymore. I'm artifact chasing now. Or I'm continuously getting better and better Vile runes. That's the goal. But there's no reason to do that. There's no okay, once I do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Yeah, you could say there are certain challenges like TOA, Hell, which nobody fucking does anyway. There's Siege, which I think the Siege tourney is a really cool idea that they could expand upon. There's obviously RTA, but what I want to see from RTA, we've had balance patches. That's it. That's really the only updates we ever get for RTA. We get one balance patch every season. If it's good, cool. If it's bad, shit sucks. That's really it. There's no other way to put it. There's Special League occasionally, sure. There's SWC. There's new mons that come out occasionally. The meta's, it's changing a bit. There's always new counters coming up, but for the most part, if you play the last season, You know, Jogan was a bit of a problem. You know, Watery was a bit of a problem. The season before that, Oki Chung Pung were a bit of a problem. It's frustrating to play the game for 3 months at a time with zero word from Come To Us, zero communication on where they want the game to go, on what direction they want to bring it in. Obviously, they want to put SWC out there and make it their big esports event, but we all know what's going on with esports, don't we? Obviously, it takes some time for the metas to set in each season, but you know, after a month of playing the same shit over and over again, a lot of players get burned out. A lot of players. And unless you're grinding for top 2500, that Guardian level, or maybe that Conk level, you're not doing wings every day. Fuck that. So the lack of updates really de-incentivizes players from playing the game. I will say, I will absolutely give Come To Us credit where credit's due. The reward system, the new reward system in RTA is very, very good. It incentivizes players to try out RTA and gets more people playing RTA than ever. But in the same vein of the events problem that we talked about, those rewards run out. And they run out pretty quick. I would argue if you do all your wings, you're going to run out of those rewards within 2 weeks. So the question now becomes, how do you keep those players playing RTA? How do you continue to drive interest? And I have many thoughts on the subject. I would like to see more special leagues. I would like to see concurrent special leagues going on at the same time as RTA. It's such a simple fix that would drive interest into RTA. That would, and I'm not talking, by the way, I'm not talking about 20-star, 4-star, and SWC. Fuck that. We've all been there. We all have seen what happens with that. I want new shit. I just want some wacky shit. Something like, for a week at a time in that special league, every Firemon has a Swift bonus. Something like that. Like a little thing that could potentially be meta changing. We were talking about so many things in chat, literally. Of every other person, every other message was just some idea of some kind of special league that could last a couple days. Whether it was no attack bar reduction, or dots do more damage, or you can't stun people, or there's no will runes, or even some really weird shit like all your stats on your runes don't matter, it's only about sets. Some weird shit like that. That would be so fun to just mess around with for a couple days and then just have a new one the next week. It doesn't even have to have great rewards. Just cap it at like 10 wings a day or so. I don't fucking know. Just do something different than the boring 2.5 months of the season. Special League comes out, one of the 3 same Special Leagues that come out, and then we get a balance patch that may or may not be good, and then, it's the same thing. That's the exact same cycle 4 times a year, and then SWC comes along once a year, and that's it. And that's the whole thing. That is the life cycle of RTA. And this is the 18th time we're doing it. Can't wait. And you know what really kills me inside is Lost Centuria does this so fucking well. It's on release. They have a new special league concurrent with their normal season. Every 3 days, they get a new league. It's incredibly frustrating that Come To Us has this gold mine of a game and they just sit on their hands. But meanwhile, they absolutely throw new content at this new game. Meanwhile, we have 18 seasons of the same one balance patch a season, the same no support. We don't even know when the season's gonna fucking end. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I'm just frustrated. I'm just incredibly frustrated. And so are a lot of players. I know at least one player a week who just packs their bags and quits the game with no second thoughts. They're frustrated with the current system. They're frustrated with the endless grinding for no real payoff. They either get the Mon and are able to build the Mon the correct way and do well in RTA and Siege and whatnot, or they don't get the Mon and can't even build them, or they get the Mon but don't have that one rune that'll really push them over the edge. It's sad to see. It's really sad to see, especially as somebody who loves this game. I absolutely love this game. It is easily the game I've put the most hours into over the course of my lifespan. I want to see it be better. I want to see new players come into the game and be happy to be here. Aside from just being in a really, really cool community. The community has been driving this game for so long, despite Come To Us's best efforts to stonewall us from any little glimpse we can get into their mindset of where they want to take the game. It's absolutely insane to me that they just don't let us in to why they're doing anything. And then we're left with the players that want to stick around and want to continue to do better. They want to achieve that rank they always want. They want to make that team they always wanted to make, but they don't have the time to play RTA all the time. They don't have the energy to play all the time. What are they going to do if they have a decent account? They know they can get that rank, and they just don't have the time to play. Well, they're going to get somebody else to do their wings for them. And I don't have a problem with this. If somebody wants to do somebody else's wings, whatever. I don't care. What really bothers me is Come To Us knows about the situation, and they just sit on their hands. They just do nothing about it. They can see their own system is broken. Their players are literally having other people play the game for them, and they don't see a problem with that. It's baffling to me that their main endgame content is just almost dominated by either Guardian players farming in F3 for 3/4 of the season and pushing towards the end, or players wanting to push but getting other players to do it for them because they're not having fun doing it themselves. And meanwhile, Come To Us is looking at this whole thing going, oh, that's fine. It'll be fine. It's fine. It's not fucking fine. It's not. Players are not having fun playing your game. It's so aggravating. By the way, this is not meant to be directed at anyone in the LA office. I've met them. I've had lunch and dinner with them. They're all lovely people. As far as I'm aware, everyone in the LA office doesn't have any input on what goes into the game. I am mainly talking about the headquarters, the Come To Us headquarters, where the actual game development is done. The entire point of this video is to almost plea with Come To Us to start a dialogue between the players and them of what they want to do with the game, how they want new players to feel, how they want old players to feel, how they want progression to feel, where they want the game to go. I've seen so many other game devs from old school RuneScape where they do literally a weekly podcast Q&A on all the devs coming out, everything that they have planned for the future. I've heard great things about the Epic 7 dev streams. I don't think they do those as often, but from what I've heard, they sound really fucking cool. And I'm sure there's so many more game devs that have just such an open communication with their player base. And it's amazing that come to us just stonewalls us. It's tragic in a way. It really is, when myself and so many players of this community truly care about this game and want it to be so much more than it is, and we're just met with silence.